Oh my god, it's finally happening. Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're looking at everything we know about the PlayStation 5. First, let's go over what we don't know. Sony has yet to announce what games are coming to the system, and we've yet to see what the final console looks like. You may have seen this picture floating around the internet, but that's actually a dev kit, and they rarely, if ever, look like the final consumer versions of the console.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. It's releasing Q4 2020.
Alright, so maybe your pirate pool theory wasn't so ridiculous after all.
Microsoft already announced that their console, the currently unnamed Project Scarlet, is going to drop at the end of 2020, so it was no surprise to hear that Sony was planning the same thing. It's now official that the PS5 will be coming to stores in holiday season 2020, just in time for Christmas.
Holy shit.
This follows a trend set out by the last generation when the PS4 and Xbox One both launched in November 2013, within a week of each other. Undoubtedly, the same thing is going to happen, putting the next console generation in direct competition yet again. Only time will tell who will come out on top. Also, I'm a Sony fanboy.
I am sorry, I didn't mean to sound like that.
Like what now?
Powerful hardware. As always, the next generation of consoles will have some incredible hardware inside, and Sony has released the specs of the PS5 CPU. It's going to have an AMD chip based on the Ryzen chipset. AMD will also be present in the GPU as well, and that will be based around the Radeon Navi family.
If we fight, the Mongols win.
They already won.
No official specs have been revealed yet, but leaks suggest that the CPU will be between 8 or 16 core threads, and the GPU could hit anywhere between 12.6 or 14.2 teraflops. If the latter is to be believed, it would actually be more powerful than Stadia's promised 10.7 teraflops at launch.
Holy cow. I've died and gone to nerd heaven.
Backwards compatibility.
Hey, have we met before? Because I'm getting a touch of the old deja vu.
One of the biggest drawbacks of the PS4 was its lack of backwards compatibility. Playing PS3 games either requires still having a PS3 or signing up for the streaming service PlayStation Now, which has many games missing from its library. But Sony appears to be rectifying this mistake with the announcement that the PS5 will have full backwards compatibility with PS4 titles.
I can't feel any of this.
Even better is that PS4 titles will be able to load much faster on the new console. More than that, the PS5 is going to incorporate cross-gen play, meaning that PS5 owners will still be able to play with people on the PS4 who haven't made the switch just yet.
Throw our weapons into the water? Guess that won't be a problem for you.
8K resolution. It's been reported that the PS5 is going to support 8K resolution. 8K resolution screens are some of the highest resolution screens you can find on the market currently, and they cost thousands of dollars. So long as the PS5 can connect to an 8K screen, it'll have native 8K resolution, but you won't be able to experience this unless you actually have one.
Give me the mug.
No.
Considering currently about 40% of flat-screen TVs bought are 4K, still less than the ones that are 1080p HD, it's going to be a few years after the PS5's launch until most people are truly able to see the benefits of this power. But incorporating 8K capabilities now will definitely pay off in the long run, future-proofing the console.
I can't take this.
You can and you will.
DualShock 5.
I don't think I was supposed to have this.
Stop him! He's got the schematics!
With every new console comes a new flagship controller, and some people are just as excited to learn about the new DualShock 5 as they are the PlayStation 5. Since previous Sony controllers have featured innovations ranging from awkward 6-axis to the intuitive touchpad, people can't wait to see what they bring out next.
The answer is simple, friends. Progress.
In the new controller, the old rumble feature has been switched out for the better haptic feedback, which can simulate all sorts of in-game sensations. What type of surface you're driving on in a racing game, for instance. It's also supposed to be a little heavier than the PS4 controller, though still lighter than its rival from Microsoft.
I'd like to take a look at them. Red ice.
Ray tracing.
What's the story with all the elevators lately? I heard Kylo Ren destroyed the one over in D sector.
This advanced graphics technology has long lived in the realm of pre-rendered blockbuster Hollywood effects, where there's no danger of powerful CGI reducing the quality of a movie. But now, the PS5's improved GPU is going to support real-time ray tracing, making for incredibly realistic lighting effects unlike anything we've ever seen from a home console. Lighting improvements like this are going to add an unprecedented level of realism to PS5 games and put into perspective just how powerful the hardware has become. On top of improving the visuals, this is going to be combined with 3D audio, which Sony says will create a highly immersive soundscape.
Ooh. You think she heard us?
Solid-state drive. The biggest news about the PS5 is that, just like Microsoft, they're going to be ditching slow HDDs in favor of a newer, faster, and all-around better solid-state drive. The advantages of switching to SSD are astonishing. It eliminates the need to duplicate the same in-game assets hundreds or thousands of times, saving huge amounts of storage space, and has been said to reduce a 15-second PS4 loading screen to just 0.8 seconds.
But still, 2 beats the hell out of 12.
But this doesn't mean that games are going to become smaller. The PS5 discs are going to be 100 gigabytes in size, meaning that all the space saved from duplicated assets is going to go toward creating bigger, better, more detailed, more immersive, and more realistic video games with next to no latency.
Which means we need to get a move on.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.